There is small disturbance regarding power cut. We had a small power cut and we have been disturbed in the class. We will be continuing this now with the screen sharing of my class. So let's look into this part of the fourth unit of our business law. We are in the fourth unit now, Sale of Goods Act, for which a video is already sent to you and a PPT is already been discussed. In the last few classes, we are discussing the same PPT and will just go through the detailed part of this sale of goods of conditions and warranties of section 11 and 17 of Sale of Goods Act, and for which we'll give you a overall view of what's been recorded, and this recording will be done and this recording will be forwarded to you at the end. So, so we just carefully share view the point of view what has been done.
Business law, very important topic, that is conditions and warranties. When seller is selling goods to the buyer, some important rules and conditions, so that has to be mentioned to the buyer, and buyer is also must know what are the rules and regulations, how is the condition and all these things. So this description, we call it as a stipulation. Stipulations, we can say stipulation means it's a description of the goods. Conditions, how is the condition, is there any repair is required, like you would like to know anything related to this, that we call it as a stipulations. So the rules and regulations are important terms and conditions. So out of the stipulations, important conditions, very important, which cannot be avoided, that we call it as a conditions. Conditions means very important, it cannot be avoided, conditions. Now second one, which is not much important, so that is warranties. Terms and conditions which are important, which cannot be avoided, that is conditions. Warranties, not much important. If any contract, in any contract, if any sale is there, so out of that sale, very important concepts or very important rules, so which we cannot avoid, so that kind of qualities which is not fulfilling by the seller, then it can be repudiated. Repudiated means reject. New word in law you can learn, repudiate. Repudiate means reject. If the contract which is not fulfilling conditions, in such cases the buyer can repudiate or reject the contract because conditions are not fulfilled. And another side is warranties. So these warranties are not fulfilled. Just because of warranties, the buyer cannot repudiate, the buyer cannot reject that. So that is the difference between conditions and warranties. So conditions are important, warranties are not much important. If conditions are not fulfilled, buyer can reject, the buyer can repudiate the contract. If warranties are not repudiated, so for that buyer can claim damages, but he cannot repudiate, he cannot reject the contract. So this is by conditions and warranties. Now what is the stipulations? Important rules, important conditions. So that we are discussing. Now related to these conditions and warranties, we are going to discuss only the implied conditions as per law. Very important topic, implied conditions. So implied means must. Unless these qualities, these rules or these conditions are not applied, a contract cannot become a contract. Straightforward, the buyer can reject the contract. So what are the rules and regulations of these conditions, implied conditions as per the rules? So this is discussed in the sections 14 to 17. 14 to 17 implied rules and regulations are discussed. The first one is that implied condition as to title. Implied condition, so title must be clear. Whenever seller is selling the goods, The title must be very clear. If title is not clear, buyer cannot purchase the goods. So this is what saying implied condition as to title. Title must be clear. Now we'll have a case here, Roland versus Diwal. In Roland versus Diwal case, a person who sold goods is here stolen car. Stolen car, he just sold it. Now purchaser is saying that the title is not clear. How can he expect title? It is already stolen car. No title. So the court of law held that title is not there. It's not a contract because it's a stolen car, theft car. So that is why title is not there, no contract at all. This is implied condition as per the title. Second one is implied condition as to the description. As per the description, it has to be mentioned. Suppose say he described that my car is this, my scooter is this, my asset is this, something he described. According to that it must be. If it is not following, then it can be rejected under the conditions. Condition is not fulfilled because description is something and sample was different and delivered goods is mixed with hair dye. So that is why implied condition as to the sample, whatever sample is given, according to that it has to be, otherwise it can reject, repudiate the contract. And the fourth one is implied condition as to description and sample. Fourth one is, it's a combination of second and third. In second, what we have discussed, description. Third one, sample. Now fourth one is here, description and sample. Whatever is described, it has to fulfill the same. As per the description it must be, and also as per the sample. Both the side it has to fulfill. Then only it will become a condition. Otherwise, doctrine of caveat emptor. This you may get in short questions also. What is this means? It is not. It comes under the implied contract. It cannot be rejected. It cannot be left. Warranties are not much important. But if any loss is there because of warranties are not